Time for a quick fix. What's going on, my tiddly bits? It's your man, the Caveman here. This is actually a pretty simple one. It's just a basic paint job because I absolutely like the cell shading stuff that they do with certain things. I get what they're trying to do, but I honestly just hate it. I hate the way it looks. I did a paint job on the NECA Contra figures that came out a while back because for some reason they gave the guys the wrong colors.
You blew it!
So I had to fix that.
That's better.
So here, basic paint job. It's going to be something simple, something easy. I got the matted paint for, like, all I'm really going to use is black. You know, I'm not even going to scrub him down or anything because, you know, sometimes you can, well, most of the time I actually do tend to do that when I do some customizing. But I found with McFarlane figures, now I don't know what it is, what kind of plastic he uses or whatever, but his figures actually take really well to repaint. It's a little harder customizing with pieces and everything, like part-wise and everything. Marvel Legends and other things are better for kit bashing and all that, but I found that McFarlane figures do really soak up paint nicely. I actually did a Atrigan. That was one of my first customs a few years back.
You can do better.
That's not bad.
Like, I know what version of Atrigan that is from the Injustice, you know, but it just looked so terrible, and it definitely needed a little love, you know what I mean? So anyway, this is a simple paint job. I'm going to use the matted paint for the clothing so that it gives it that nice texture look, and the satin paint I feel works really well for other articles of clothing. It has like a satin type look to it. It works kind of good for like skin too, like textures, but skin textures are a little more difficult to do because then you get it kind of looking a little too shiny, and then, you know, skin texture is a little different. I tend to mix a little matted paint with satin or more of a flat paint to kind of get a...
Okay, thanks. I get it.
Pretty simple. Like I said, it's just going to be matted in a satin finish on the black areas just to make him look more of a classic type Bane. And obviously the proportions are off and everything. But yeah, I do customs here. I do work on them for a while because obviously everybody has their busy moments. But yeah, I've got some... If you're a fan of Resident Evil, I do have some customs of those guys that have been in the works for quite some time. Trying to do. No creatures or anything. I'm not that advanced. I'm still working on stuff. I'm trying to work on some sculpt work and things like that. But some kit bashing here and there, putting things together. You know, making some characters, because let's be realistic. When's the last time we had good, affordable Resident Evil figures?
Long time ago.
I think everybody can agree with that. So I'm not going to show you a whole bunch of this. I'm just going to cut to the end result, which is right here. All right, so obviously that's not finished at all. You could see that I did the boots and the mask as of right now, and you can actually see the difference. I know I should have probably did this earlier for comparison reasons, but you can see, let's see if we could get focused here. I really got to get a better setup. Okay, so focus. Well, you can see the texture on the boot, how it has that more shiny type leathery.
Shiny. Shiny.
Looking texture to it right now, and it looks brighter. It doesn't look as, I mean, maybe, you know, now that I think about it, maybe I could even go into a little more detail, maybe even give it maybe like a wash, or scuff it up a little with some dry brush. But you could see the difference in textures that I was going for. Let's move this out of the way. So this is obviously what it looked like before, and this is what it looks like after. The mask is actually a lot more noticeable. Let's see if we can get a good shot. Like you see right here, the neck, this black right here, and now you see the mask, how it has a lot more of a shimmery, kind of leathery type look to it. This is the dull kind of texture that it was before. So that already looks a lot more. I think it looks a lot better, honestly. So next up will be the pants, the shirt, this armband right here. That's all going to be matted paint. So when you see this, you're going to see it's going to look, in my opinion, I think it's going to look a lot better, honestly. Like it's already coming together pretty nicely. So even from this distance, it's coming together pretty nice. Like I said, the textures are looking better, looking more leathery and
Shiny. I shiny.
Yeah, so I'll see you in a bit. And there you go. I think he came out pretty good. You know, the whole reason for this was it was a simple paint job, just to show you different textures. Boots are obviously like more leathery, like I said before. Pants are matted, they look more like fabric. The shirt still has a little bit of shine to it, but it is matted. As I said earlier, you know, the mask is like nice and leathery, and that under mask is more like cloth. I might add some details later on, you know, scuffing up the boots, maybe put a glow-in-the-dark layer on this and give it maybe like a green wash, give it like that kind of like glow, you know, so that the venom is flowing through and stuff. You gotta have fun with stuff, you know what I mean?
Damn straight.
Yeah, I really do like that this was actually really simple, because I don't break down things. I don't dismantle them and sand down parts and everything. I kind of just want to get the job done, you know? So this actually worked out really well, because going over the same colors is extremely helpful for joints and everything, because then you won't see exposed paint job and stuff like that, you know, which is not really the greatest. It kind of takes you out of it, but so most of the time I'll just like touch that up if I do end up posing stuff differently. But this actually worked out really well, because obvious reasons, I can pose him however I want, and it looks like nothing was really done. Like it, you know, it just got rid of that horrible cell shading that they I honestly don't know why they do that. I mean, like I said, I get what they're going for, but it just does not look good. But anyway, so that was a quick fix. Hope you guys enjoyed. And I do have those Resident Evil figures on the way. Like I am working on them, and they will be, I promise that they'll be a lot better than just a paint job. So anyway, all right. I'll catch you guys next time in the cave.